Welcome. What?
It was loud.
Yo, we're live. What up?
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to episode, this is
42
of the Conversationalist.
How we doing?
Ryan Rich.
Cheers.
Cheers, baby.
On our,
666.
And to you, Mark.
Hello.
yeah.
What's up, player?
Happy Hanukkah.
Players.
Hello.
Here, you can drink out of the bottle, Mark.
Today we're
How-
drinking wine.
Drink wine.
Yo, yo,
How
yo.
how we feeling?
I'm glad the week's over. It was one of those weeks that it's just,
One of those weeks.
yeah, it's one of those weeks.
Yeah, dude. Heat's killing me.
Oh, my God.
Heat's killing me.
It's
I
hot,
don't
too.
do well with heat and humidity. I sweat. I have a problem. I have a glandular issue. And yesterday leaving work, it was like, 35 degrees. And I had a very, very thin t-shirt on. And I got home and I took it off and it was just covered in sweat.
Oh.
Today, it's supposed to be hot. Dry fit shirt. Feeling good. Breezy as fuck.
Yeah.
Freezing.
Showing the nipples off.
Freezing
Yeah.
today.
See those.
But yeah.
We zoom in on that.
They're there, man. They're there.
You a
We-
big polo guy?
I do enjoy a collar. Yes, a nice collar.
We saw
But yeah.
the same vehicle as yours, and I was like, "Yo, is that Lubin?" The license plate. Check that out. I thought that was you.
That's the license plate that got stolen off my car.
Yeah. For the people that are listening, the license plate says the big one.
Hey, baby.
Yeah. Oh, what?
What's that?
I accidentally hit that. My bad.
Do that again.
Yeah, man. Some crazy stuff. Sports. We got sports. We got Diddy. We got.
Did he do it?
Didn't do it.
Unfortunately, we did have. We should probably get this out of the way. Some tragic passings. Today we heard of the
Michael Matson.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah. As well as Darjo. I thought his name was Diego. Liverpool.
Iota, the soccer player.
Diota. 28.
28 years
brother.
old. He just got married in the last 3 weeks.
Apologies.
He leaves behind a wife and 3 kids.
Yeah.
And
And
a
his
tragic
brother.
car accident. Oh
his
my god. And his brother passed away too.
Yeah.
It's almost like Johnny Hockey.
Yeah.
Sad.
And you
Sad.
know what? It probably is gonna have a lot of speculation in this one because they said that his tire blew. So he was going to pass a vehicle and he was driving a Lamborghini or something, and the tire popped. They said it was a speeding incident, but how am I supposed to speed if I can't pass a car? You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't really with some of them. It's like Paul Walker. It's like was
He
this
wasn't
guy
even driving.
Well,
Yes, but yes, go on, sorry, yeah.
I'm sure they were going in excessive speed.
Oh, excessive amounts of speed.
Right.
But that's the funny part, and it's not meant to be funny, but the funny part about that is this guy drives fast cars in movies for a job.
Right.
And in this situation, he was not driving the car.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it is very unfortunate, and it's
Rough.
you motherfucker, man. It's tragic, man. 28. This guy was a Liverpool role player, right? So it's hitting a lot of people hard. So our thoughts and prayers go out to those affected.
To all those people and families.
And the other gentleman, GTA 3 voice actor, I believe.
Which one are we talking about? Michael Matson?
Yeah.
Michael Matson, actor in many Quentin Tarantino movies, Kill Bill, Reservoir Dogs, The Hateful Eight. I've literally just started watching a lot of the old school 1980s Miami Vice, which is on Amazon Prime, and one of his first roles was in that show as well. So I was a big fan of him and his work. So this one kind of sucks, But we are getting to that age now.
I was just gonna ask, do you think it's crazy? Like you get to a certain age where you're like,
it's like all these guys,
I remember when these people were like,
all these
in their
men
prime.
and women who have entertained us for years are gonna start to slowly pass, and it's crap. It's life. It happens, but it's sad. I mean, I know it's gonna be a sad day for me when Patrick Stewart and Morgan Freeman both pass. That's gonna be one that's gonna hit really, really hard. thinking out loud, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Fun fact:
switch it up.
Ratatouille,
Ratatouille.
18 years old.
18. Wow.
18 years old. Yeah, man. Crazy wild news. We also have some crazy wild news. I thought I'd get ahead of the nitty gritty stuff.
All right.
So you got Diddy calling him Gay John Gotti.
Ooh.
That's what they call him?
Ooh.
That's
what
what
they
they're
call
calling him now.
I like it. Okay.
So can we pull up the chart? So what did he get?
He got charged. It's not sex trafficking. He got charged
with racketeering, I think.
Racketeering.
It was 2 out of the 3, 2 out of the 5 he got found guilty of.
You pulling this up?
Yeah, I'm pulling
Yeah, thank you.
Pull it up, Jamie.
I was
There's
going to say,
Marky
Mark,
Mark.
pull it up.
That's not my name.
Hi, Mr. Mad Laws.
But yeah, it's interesting. But apparently they thought he was gonna get out on bail.
Well,
They
it's
thought he, and then when like they said, based on his influence, wealth, and like ability to manipulate witnesses, that
well, he's been doing this for years. You know?
and the thing is, it's like, yo, if I'm Kid Cudi, man, I'm hiding.
Are you though?
Oh yeah.
At this point,
he's coming to get me
but
now.
if something happens to you at this point,
Yeah, everybody's
gonna know. You know, so come at me, dog.
They interviewed his ex-wife or ex-girlfriend at like a
J-Lo?
No, she was like a little Asian woman or something. Then
That was the one after J-Lo.
Yeah, and they were like, "Oh, are you gonna be like scared?" She's like, "No, I'm not scared of nothing." She's like, "He didn't do anything like crazy to me, except freak you off."
Yeah.
See, here's a question though. And as powerful as J-Lo is, how come she had nothing to say in this? Because she was with him the time of the club shooting.
Do you think she had like the same role Cassie did, where she like contacted people, like facilitated, picked the people up, freak off? It's like
maybe Cassie was rubbing, or maybe J-Lo was rubbing the loads off the male escorts.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. And you see now, it's like knowing what Cassie did or went through in these situations, in these freak offs. How many other celebrity females that Diddy dated went through these same things? Can we look at all of these women the same? Can we say anything? I don't think it changes our opinion. My opinion is just, how many people did he get? How many people did he do this with? Was it just Cassie?
No.
Because normally when people start this type of behavior, there's
a jump off.
There's a jump off point. This is a continuous cycle of behavior that has happened for a long time before it becomes a steady reputation of things that you're known for.
Right.
Look at Dexter.
Oh.
Right?
Was Dexter real?
No, but I mean, this is how a lot of people start in this type of...
Right. They get a taste of it.
Well, yes. I mean, there was a guy that I was talking... Myself and a coworker were talking the other day, and there was something about somebody who has... it was in the news, he had murdered people, or he's not a nice person. But eventually, reporters were saying that he had started off, killing animals, which is normally a sign as to where this behavior of intentionally hurting people comes from. Originates, thank you. Someone's origin story,
If he had to perform a closing song for his argument out of his catalog, what closing song? I'll start off by saying Bad Boys for Life.
Oof. That wouldn't sit well with people. Like he's gonna re-offend. I said,
I'd say it's all about the Benjamins.
Oh.
Because he just walk out like, I still got my money, so...
Some of the pictures that they released, I thought it was so funny. Because, like, one was their, like, Met cabinet with, like, a Navage. And I was like, bruh, this ain't evidence, dog. I was like, this is a picture of Advil and a fucking Navage, dude.
The funny part was when you sent me the post about when they went through his house.
yeah.
And all the containers of baby
Boxes.
oil, boxes of baby oil, man. It's insane.
Yo, he kept that company
Eh,
afloat.
Johnson
He might as well just open his own oil company or lube company. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much.
Yeah, you see like a 5,000% upsell in Amazon sales. This guy's just shipping them back.
Oh,
No, I think it's crazy. And then there was one video, you might be able to find it, where they're dancing outside of the courthouse.
Oh yeah.
And
Like all
you're
the
just-
fans and stuff.
Yeah.
Fans.
And they're all...
See, now this is the other thing that gets me. We know what he did,
It's
right?
like, and the thing is, it's like, all right, people dancing, like, it's not good
You
that
guys
he
can't see
did
this,
this.
No, this is what I mean, right? It's like we are aware as to why he's in court,
Yes.
but yet we're going to be like, yo,
Yeah.
this guy,
Diddy,
this
Diddy,
guy,
so let's
guy.
go.
Can you
He's
guys
get-
see the screen?
No,
Yeah, if you click a window capture on the actual, nah, you can just
but you know, it's like I remember, like, and yeah, I'm gonna
hold it. Hold
when
the
I
mouse,
was
move it to the side.
It disappears every time.
when
No,
I
no,
was
no.
in my 20s.
Chuck me the mouse.
I was we have some technical difficulties here.
No, it should be. Fine.
Every time.
Keep
I don't know how this shit works.
When I was in my 20s,
I got a MacBook.
I got in trouble. Not by so I was young and naive, didn't really know a lot. Talking to two girls at the same time,
Flip 'em.
saying a lot of the same things to both girls at the same time. And I remember
No, flip them.
when these girls found out that I was saying the same thing to each of them, it didn't go over very well for me.
Right.
It was like I was blacklisted. A lot of girls were like, "This guy was talking." It's like, "Is that Rich Lubin?" He was. And then it's like, "Okay, we don't talk to him anymore."
Why are you trying to play these girls though?
I was young. You didn't say you all gonna sit here and say you never tried to play girls before in your life?
No, when I was in university, I was a fucking demon.
Bro,
There it is. Boom, done.
This is
So
these
we
people
all
partying
did dumb
outside.
shit. But what I'm saying is, it's like I didn't get. People were not dancing for me. Like Rich did this, so this is way worse than things that I ever did.
how many Grammys you got?
I don't have any.
Do you think if it wasn't Diddy and it was another, like, say if this was someone like Ryan Reynolds,
No, I don't know. I mean,
I think they would massacre this dude.
no, I don't think so. Because let's look at Ted Bundy, for example. And Ted Bundy was getting fan mail while he's in jail. So
Yeah.
there are
Same with,
things that this guy.
Same with this Luigi guy. Apparently, this guy has
Yes.
like so many fans.
Yeah.
Following now.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like.
Well, his is a little like
I'm not
because a lot
gonna-
of people have insurance troubles, so
Yeah.
it's like everybody that got cut off by insurance or got a thing, they're like, "That's my cheerleader."
Yeah.
Right? Like that's my guy.
It's like I will never understand the wave or the mentality of a lot of people where it's like we need to glorify these criminals or these bad people in the world. Let's glorify them by talking them up and saying the things that they've done. Yeah, they might be bad, but they're still such great people. It's like and then when you hang out with this person and the same thing happens, who do you blame?
Yeah.
Are you gonna blame any one of us, or you gonna blame him, or are you gonna blame yourself at this point?
Well, it's interesting you say that. So like I watch a lot of what's called
Crime documentaries,
it's called slop tube.
slop tube.
Okay, so essentially what like the definition of slop tube is like people that do like commentary on like Twitch streamers and
Okay.
like YouTube streamer. So do you guys know who Ethan Klein is?
No.
Okay, Ethan Klein is a host of a very popular podcast called H3H3
Okay.
with his wife. Essentially, he's Jewish. And because of this war in Israel, there's been like a hard divide of like who supports each side in Israel, right? So obviously he's on like the side of like Israel and not like Palestine or something, right?
Right.
So essentially a lot of people like went against him, and he makes like very compelling content where he does a lot of like reviews of other content creators, and he calls it like the content nuke. And that's what he releases. But there was a bunch of streamers that were basically campaigning that, like, if you want to watch his content but you don't want to support him as a creator, you can come watch me watch him.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So he kind of like let this happen. Like he baited them a bit of like letting them take the content, blah, 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 blah. Then he drops a content nuke and he's like, it's coming out. It's about this guy that like his main like foe that he's been beefing with. And they're on like Reddit forums. Like, if you want to watch it, here's all the streams. You can watch it when it drops live, blah, 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 blah. Drops the video announcing he's suing all these people for copyright infringement.
Oh.
So he basically like starts it off like lighting dollar bills on fire and like smoking a cigar and going like, hey, like basically like I'm suing you and here's why. Like one chick, she was like reviewing his content and she was like smoking out of a bong more times than she actually commented on the video.
Okay.
So essentially how this is working is like he sued 2 women because they were like the biggest like they were the biggest people that infringed it, right? Mm-hmm. So they came out and they're like, it's misogyny, blah 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 blah. He's trying to keep women down, da 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 da. Next day he comes out and he's like, hey, I really had thought I don't want to like come off as misogyny, so you know what? I found another creator that was stealing my content, a black man. I'm also gonna sue him. And everybody's like, it's because he's black. It's because he's black. It's like, or it's because he's stealing my content, right? And like he has like a full like 3-hour video of like how exactly they infringed it, but how quickly people look and be like, he's a Zionist, or I don't even know what a fucking Zionist is. Yeah. But all this crazy shit, and it's just very funny how all this comes to light, and instead of just being like, oh fuck, I did like rip off this dude's content.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's because I'm a female. It's because I'm this.
Yeah.
And
he never the real case.
And he even went to some of them and said, listen, you go on your ex and publicly apologize, I'll rip up the complaint. Won't do it. And it's like, well, sure tells me that you are sure on what you believe. Like, you are really trying to like undermine me and like take money from me.
Right.
So like this even makes my lawsuit stand even firmer.
Yeah.
Right? So it's crazy. Do you think Diddy will release any more music when he gets out of jail?
Well, he's gonna release an album in how many years now?
Did you see that? What was it? R. Kelly said, "I can't believe this guy got out before me."
I did not see that.
He said that?
Yeah, he said, "I can't believe this dude got out before me."
That's crazy. So that means did R. Kelly know about all this stuff that Diddy was doing before him?
Probably.
It's funny. It's funny. 'Cause I had a friend who was saying that like 2 years ago, she was like, Jay-Z is going to be the next one on the chopping block before Diddy.
For sure.
And then all this Diddy stuff came out. I was like, holy cow. Like, she was saying that it's going to be there's 2 big guys who would be going down. She said Diddy, and then she said Jay-Z.
Well, you can Google this, Mark. There's something like there's a section of the Illuminati that's actually called like the Black Illuminati. And it's like black dudes leveraging black dudes. And apparently their symbol of this is also tattooed on LeBron James's chest.
I have seen the Cat Williams interview on Shannon Sharp's podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Listening to that was one thing.
Yeah, I don't think he got that on his chest.
No.
Sigma Pi Phi.
Yeah. But there's something like that, right? The boule. The boule. That's what it's called. The boule.
Okay.
And it's like a subsection of the Illuminati. Yeah.
Because, like I said, in that Cat Williams episode, he does talk a lot about the Illuminati, and there's some things that he has said which makes you really scratch your head a little bit. And then after some of that, like one of them has to do with the Fast and Furious movies. It's interesting because there was, who was he talking, who was supposed to get the role first before Ludacris got it? There was somebody else.
Ja Rule.
Yes.
No. Was it? They're talking about in the Cat Williams episode,
And he wouldn't wear a dress.
He talks about an actor who was offered the role and then he turned down the role in Fast and Furious. It's not Ja Rule. And then the role went to Ludacris. And then Cat Williams says that you also have to marry a light-skinned black woman, which he is married to.
Mm-hmm.
He's married to. And they will put you in this franchise and you'll be there for 20 movies. And you'll be making millions of dollars. And then at this point, I think Fast and Furious 10 had just come out or shortly just before. So he's like, what are they on? And he's like...
Yeah.
But it's really funny about that is that Vin Diesel was saying that he wants to make these movies until he gets to like 20 or something like that. But then after that was said, it's like now we're dropping down to like 11 or 12.
Yeah.
So it's like it really makes your head scratch a little bit. It's like, because he said this, is this why they're changing things now?
Mm-hmm.
Or what's the case? Not like I know. I don't fucking...
What would you... Okay, say, hypothetically speaking, let's do a scenario right now.
I've already answered this question, so it's fine.
So a member of the Boulay tribe, or whatever the fuck they are, they roll up and they're like, listen, man, dab of blood here, little bit of cum there, put a dress on. Like... Would the idea of making millions of dollars, but also like,
no, for me, it's not that.
I'd be like, let's give it a shot.
It's not the millions of dollars that would get me, because I've had this conversation with other people in regards to Weinstein.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're not going to talk about Weinstein today.
Yeah, I ain't banging someone.
But this is the difference. So we had this conversation last week when I was working with Mark. And I was telling Lee, or two guys this, and I'm like, you know, if Roseanne Barr came up to me and was like, I can put you in movies and you'll be successful and you'll make it. It doesn't have anything to do with the money. You just want to act and do this. You just gotta fuck me. Sure, done. I'm saying it right now. Yeah, I do.
Easy.
I would, no problem, because it gives me that chance. Like, because of the age that I'm at right now, I'm not in my 20s. I don't have that opportunity to go back and start over. But if I had the opportunity now to make it on my merit, sure, of course I'm going to make it. I would do that. If I have the opportunity to get in, no problem. Yeah, I'm going to take that too. Because of how much I'd love to do that. That's where I'm at.
See, this is what I say. You got to try it at least once.
Sometimes twice.
You know, I want to learn about these underground tunnels that they have, you know, walls of children and Starbuckses, and all the famous people take like these underground routes, you know?
Yeah.
Some of it is so like outside of reality, but then you're like, I seen some, you're like, I don't know. I was like, I probably believe it. Yeah. Or I'm probably dosed to such a high degree that I'm hallucinating.
There's so many things that go on that side of the fence that, like, in that realm of being successful in music and acting and not sports per se, but music and film that we don't know about. And I'm not trying to understand.
But you look at this guy, like, pull up Shabuzi at the Met Gala. This guy's wearing like a friggin' worm costume.
The Met Gala is it's something else that I will never really get behind. Like, sure, whatever, it's a fashion thing, and there's always a theme every
But this
year.
guy was like a tough country guy, like cowboy boots, Levi's, like, you know, and then all of a sudden he's wearing like a tampon.
Because this is what it is, right? So these designers will come up to you and be like, okay, well, you're going to go to the Met Gala. We would think that you would look great in this outfit. And it's like, I don't want to wear that. But that's the thing. I don't know if you're allowed to say no. I don't know what kind of deals happen. But I know if it was me, like, I'm 42.
Right.
Let's say
you keep dropping your age. You've been thinking about something?
Life happens, bro.
Only 42?
Yeah.
Only.
That's a young
people are like,
you know, I'm aging.
This guy is 42 years old. Oh my god, he looks so dapper. Thank you. But really, if I was going to the Met Gala and some designer came up to me and was like, we want you to wear this, and I don't agree with what it looks like, I'm just gonna be like, hey, here's an idea. I'm not gonna go to the Met Gala. It's fine. I'll just stay at home. It's not that big of a deal. and I don't care how big you are of a
Designer
or fashion icon, and people are like, but it's Ralph Lauren. He's coming to you to wear this beautiful suit, and I don't want to wear it. That's my prerogative.
Yeah.
And unless I sign some sort of contract that says you must appear in this outfit,
Yeah.
why do I have to do
Well,
this?
usually they even have to pay. Like Central C went and he had to pay like I think it cost him like $2 million just to go.
For some of these people who should, like, again, don't quote me. I don't know what goes on at the Met Gala. I'm sure a lot of people are invited.
I don't know,
to the
drinking
Met
blood,
Gala,
fucking exorcisms.
but I'm positive a lot of people are invited to the Met Gala. But they have to wear whatever, you know. But it's like, well, if I don't want to go to your event, like, can I just not go to your event?
Well, you could be like Adam Sandler, just show up to shit in shorts and a sweater.
and a hoodie.
Yeah.
The guy's never conformed.
No.
Respect it. Gotta respect it.
But do you think he was ever approached?
To go to the Met Gala?
And he's
Probably
like,
not.
"Ah."
I think maybe he might have gone.
Chalamet.
He might have gone to one Met Gala
Yeah.
early on in his career.
They tried to touch his butthole, and he's like, Chalamet.
But even in the episode of Dave, where Little Dicky goes to the Met Gala and he runs
Very
into
cult-like.
it seems like that.
Yeah, but
Like,
I think
don't
that's
get me-
Hollywood in general, though.
Also very true.
I
you
think
know?
that's like,
I don't know. It's like a lot of the people that I like in Hollywood, a lot of the actors and actresses that I like, not all of them are at the Met Gala. Not all of them. Do all of them go to every award show? No. But do they have to? No. Maybe. I don't know.
Mark and I were talking about this on the drive here. You know who definitely wasn't at the Met Gala?
Who's that?
Ric Flair.
Where was he?
Where was he?
Shitting his pants in Florida.
What?
So, did you read this what I said?
No.
So, a guy went on Reddit and was like, yo, is it just me or does Ric Flair keep coming into our restaurant, getting hammered and shitting himself? And then a bunch of people on Reddit were like, yeah, man, he comes to our spot and like wherever, South Florida or something, comes in, gets pissed drunk and shits his pants. And that's like
Just
his
to
staple
the point,
now.
that's like his thing.
That's like his staple now. Like he goes, he gets in all these bar incidents, and now that's what he's known for, man.
Getting drunk and shitting
His pants, man.
Yeah,
read
teach their own.
Read some of these comments. Let's
Teach
see.
their own.
You want me to read them?
Yeah, read the first one for us.
Yeah,
Just read
it
one.
says, LOL, this is hilarious, but I also feel bad for those people who have to deal with it.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh yeah, someone got to clean that up. That's one of the comments I read too.
And it's not a guy who doesn't have money or anything like that. He can go home and take a shit.
Yeah, see, the thing about that is like, in the industry that he was in, it was
Professional wrestling,
Yeah.
for those people who don't know.
it was probably cool in the 80s to be like drinking all the time.
That's what they did. Have
and
you
now,
watched-
now people are like, all right, man.
But have you watched Dark Side of the Ring?
Yeah.
Okay. So you know that some of these guys went through a lot of shit and painkillers and drugs and whatnot and alcohol and a lot of these things. This is their life. This is all they know now. But at the same time, that was what they did, and it was cool back then.
And like, you're not that famous. You don't got a handler. You don't got some chick named Stacy. Like Rick. Come here.
They were
Yeah,
they were
Rick.
celebrities and royalty back in the 80s and then in the early 90s. I remember those times, and those times were great. And when I started watching Dark Side of the Ring, they talk about, Macho Man and Hulk Hogan and how they had their Legion of Doom, and then they both had the love and the fight for Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of them was actually dating Elizabeth, the other one was not. But for the show, they decided to throw that in. And to the point where it's like, we're actually friends, but you spent a little more time with her. Like, actually how the whole thing sparked up was like, somebody was hanging out with her when they shouldn't have been. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily saying something happened, but it's like one person got upset about that. Next thing you know, let's add this storyline to the show.
Or like Triple H dating Stephanie McMahon. Like,
Who
that
is
was
Fox, by the way.
that was like a storyline that then became into.
And becomes part of it.
It would be really like, because you would probably have as a wrestler like some serious character identity problems. Like,
Absolutely.
am I this guy or am I this guy?
Am I?
And
Yeah,
like,
am
I
I-
want, or like a guy who plays a heel. It's like, okay, if I'm out, I don't want to ruin the event later this week
Right.
by being nice to this guy.
Yeah.
so I'm gonna be a dick.
Dick
But
all the
then you
time.
do that, and you're like, would you feel bad? I don't know. How much would you really like method act into that?
I don't know. I think sometimes it stems from somewhere. But I mean, like, okay, so if you're going to be a heel and it's like, we're going to hate each other. Let's say Ryan and I are not going to get along anymore.
Yeah.
We're going to start off a little bit, okay, man, I'm going to say this to you. You cool with that?
Yeah.
And then it'll be like, okay. Then it's going to spawn. It's going to grow. It's going to grow because you're going to start throwing the shade back. I'm going to keep going. And before you know, we're going to be wrestling. Then it's going to get, you poked me in a way that you weren't supposed to, and now we're actually going on. And then one move might be a little too much, and that's the hard part about that.
And those guys are legit. Like, you see those?
These guys are working out every day.
And like, some of the hits are, like, legit hits. Like, when someone fakes to kick you in the face and you move too fast, well, you getting kicked in the face.
Absolutely.
That's how it works.
And I don't understand how Mick Foley continued. That fight is legendary, and I don't care what anyone says. That man was put through the ringer and the business.
Yeah, that type of shit was hard to watch.
I think it was
the barbell, like the barbed wire bat and shit like that.
Being thrown through the cage onto a bunch of tacks.
I didn't like the sock thing. When he did like Mr.
Socko.
Yeah, that was disgusting.
Oh man,
that
it was
or
great.
Rikishi wiping his fucking.
What did he do? Is you turn it in and it's just like. And then
and then he grabbed the people's face.
And he grabbed the face, but he had a move. I can't remember. I gotta go back to the wrestling. Wrestling was a great thing for me as a child. It was awesome.
Not so much a wrestler, but you guys been following what's going on with Liver King right now?
No, I don't even know who.
So this guy's like a washed out media influencer. Apparently, he came on social media. He did like this like multi-day like live stream where basically he's talking about like plotting a murder for Joe Rogan. So essentially,
this guy you're talking
about. Joe Rogan was interviewing guests, and he basically was like, "Yo, this guy's full of shit. He's not. He takes steroids." And then it all got found out. So now he's blaming Joe Rogan for the reason he's losing his fame. But he like flew to Texas, and he's like, "You're gonna meet my family." And like all this crazy shit, driving around in convoys, and then he got arrested like a few miles around friggin' Joe. Now they have like a restraining order.
Really?
Yeah. Crazy shit, man. Crazy shit happening in the world. But you know who I don't see? Kanye. Kanye's just quietly making another fucking album.
I think everybody's just kind of sick of that.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, he would try to like, he didn't come in like his own way. He would just try to like steal other people's shit. Like he would wait for like Playboy Cardi to release the album and be like, well, I'm dropping an album, or
yes,
like,
that's exactly what
we're gonna call you Playboy, whatever, and it's like, yo, don't block my shine, man. What else we got? What else we got going on?
Right
big.
now?
Well, I think we should get into
What, sports?
The sports is a big one here.
What do you got for us?
Okay, Mark, tell us about the NHL offseason. What do we think? How are the Oilers doing? Good offseason?
Not good,
Bad
Bob.
offseason?
We picked
not
up
good,
Curtis
Bob.
Lazar.
Connor Brown gone to the Devils?
$75,000.
Hey, good for him though. He hasn't had a great professional hockey career.
He said he was hurt for like
Years.
the entirety of last year, except for two weeks. So I don't know. I think he could be a good fourth line center for the Oil.
It's great. Who's the other one? Bouchard, big signing.
Big signing.
Emily thinks he got paid too much.
Absolutely, I agree. No offense, Bouchard. I can't do what you do.
Well,
But
he Cup Finals.
did have a good playoff, decent playoff. But I just don't think you're worth the money you're getting paid.
What do we
If
think
this is the money you're getting paid, you better start showing up to play next year.
What do we think about Skinner? Some people are coming out. I forget who the guy that they're talking about.
Again,
What?
What?
Nothing.
What do you say?
Go ahead.
No, but Mark,
Go
tell us
ahead.
what else you think.
No.
Come on, man.
No, I was going off of Forsling and Ekblad, and they got 11.5.
Oh, yeah.
They both got renewed this year as well.
Yeah. And
Oh, I didn't know
Marshawn got a big one.
Well, he's not that.
You hear all these names, and I hear people saying, "Hey, the free agent class isn't that deep." Blah blah blah. But it's like, bro,
there's a
we
lot
still
of
gotta
people.
Upgrade. We got to build the team around McDavid, and I think that's what one of the things are when it's like, hey, we still have to sign this dude to an extension. He's the best player in the game. And he's got to get his first. So.
But I think the rumor is right now that he might want to leave next year.
Yeah,
That's a hard one.
He said there's no timeline on it.
There isn't.
Like July 1st was when he could have started negotiating and stuff. And obviously, with him, like I said, being the best player in the game, it's like, yeah, you want to lock him up for as long as you can. But at the same time, it's like, if you're not going to take the steps to put a decent, competent team around him, it's like.
But the thing is, I'll say this: they have a good team around them. Because I mean, let's put it this way: we've entered the Cup Finals 2 years in a row. There's something lacking. I have an idea as to what that is. I am no professional, though. I am no scout. But I think that there needs to be some steps taken in order to help these guys. I'm not just going to say McDavid, because the whole team, everyone wants to win a cup. Everybody wants to be there in this as a team to celebrate and win that. So I just think we need to fill the holes that we need to fill in order for us to be the team to win the cup. And I hope that they can figure that out.
What do you guys think about Stuart Skinner? You think he's going to get replaced this year or what?
If somebody better comes along, yeah.
What was the guy they were talking about replacing him with? I heard someone come out and go like...
Thank you.
No problem. I heard someone come out and say like he is so much better than the dude they're trying to actually sign. Let me find it, or Mark can look for it.
I think it was pretty much any
available goalkeeper.
Goaltender.
Well, what do we think? Do we think Skinner's actually that bad?
I think he's still young.
I'm no NHL goaltender, but I'm gonna say that he's not the goalie we can rely on for us to win a cup. Do I think he's worthy of death threats? No, I don't.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing.
There's no room for that in sports.
No.
There's no room for that anywhere. Well, there's no room for that anywhere.
Yeah, except if you're Brittany Griner.
I should not have had to pause
girls.
there. I'm sorry. The only person who needs those is Casey Anthony. But anyways, moving on.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard because they're like you're replacing the goaltending coach. You know, Skinner is what? This is like his third year.
And do you think like once you start that, it's like, well, we've already like broke down what the vibe is and shit. So like if we're gonna get a new coach, we might as well get a new goalkeeper. We might as well get a new.
No,
you know what I mean. Like if we're gonna break it down.
No, because I don't think that's the same. I mean, look at what they did when they fired. What was the old coach's name before Knobloch came?
Jay Woodcroft.
Yeah. When they fired him and got Knobloch, what are you going to do? Get rid of the whole team at this point as a head coach? No, you can't do that. So I don't want to say you're going to get rid of the goaltender that we already have. Maybe this coach can teach him a thing. This is what they do. This is what coaches do.
Maybe they have a new system.
Maybe they got a new system. They can teach him and then work with him, and then things might improve.
Right.
If that's not the case and things do not improve, then we must look elsewhere. But I say this with a grain of salt. It's 2 years in a row we've been in the Cup Finals. We haven't won a cup.
Yeah, and we're getting like last year we went to Game 7.
Last year we went to Game 7. This year Game 6. So there's just something missing.
Just need a little extra edge.
What's that? What's the difference between extraordinary?
Yeah,
there it is.
That extra.
Little extra.
Yeah, little extra. When that person said that, I wanted to actually rip my face off, man.
I just laughed.
When people say shit like that,
oh man, it drives me insane.
I'm like, all right, man, we get it. You're you want to kiss ass, dude.
I remember when a coach said that to me once. He's like, you just got to give that little extra. I'm like, you ain't on the field with us, man. When you want to get on the field with us and start playing, let's do this.
Yeah.
Is that waiting?
No.
No, it is.
It is waiting.
Yeah, it is. It's what the manager says to the chick.
Yeah.
You just got to give that. It's just that extra inch. extra inch.
But back to Oilers signings. It's like, yeah.
Oh, dude.
Bouchard a little too much.
All their eggs in the basket of Trent.
Yeah.
Trent Frederick. You know, like
Frederick.
He's a big body.
Okay, yeah.
He got paid like I don't even think like free agency had kicked off. They're just like, yeah, we're gonna extend this dude.
Do you think well, two things. How happy do you think Vander Kane's wife is that he got beat up in Vancouver first day?
What?
That's cool.
Yeah, he got jumped.
You didn't hear about this?
No.
Yeah, he got jumped in Vancouver.
His ex-wife, you mean? The one who was
and I was like, his ex-wife should make a post right now. Like, cause she made one when he got traded and says,
yes, I saw that.
we're going to win the cup, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yo, this bitch is petty.
So
and
petty.
then I was like, I wonder if she made a post about him getting jumped.
So when he got to Vancouver, he got jumped.
Yeah.
By who?
That's a rumor.
No.
Apparently, like 4 dudes. Yeah.
Attacked at Pierre's.
Please. What? You stepped off the plane? Got beat up?
Come on. Aren't we like rivals with Vancouver?
Well, they're the West, of course. Yeah.
But isn't our rivals LA Kings?
No, Calgary. Come on, bro.
Well,
Biggest
yeah,
rival.
it's definitely Calgary, but like everybody in the Pacific Division is like,
but that's
everybody wants to beat everybody.
Because they said Corey Perry signed to Edmonton's rival, and I was like, I don't know.
Corey Perry signed somewhere else too?
Yeah,
I've really been following.
Signed to the Kings.
The Kings.
1-year deal.
Jeez, man.
So we lost Connor Brown, Arvidsson, Vander Kane, and
we ain't going to the Cup next year. So you heard it here
first.
Well,
we still got time.
Unless a lot more things happen. I mean, who am I to say? I don't know anything. I ain't no
We made it to
hockey
the Stanley
dude.
Cup Finals with the stellar defensive play.
That came with an altercation.
Yeah, with a lot of people. A lot of people who were on the team. And I'm not counting anybody out, but I'm... Whatever, man. What do I know?
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens, man. But
we're months away from hockey.
It is getting rid of Connor Brown. I think that was kind of a misstep. Baseball
is kicking off, and we only got one Canadian team, and the Jays are doing well there. So I mean, we're looking good. But this Vander Kane news, I'm still waiting to hear. And
needed medical attention.
You're waiting on me?
Yeah. But is okay.
Attacked in Vancouver, but is okay.
So for those people who didn't know, like myself, when he arrived in Vancouver, he was attacked.
Yeah, his childhood city.
In his childhood home, he was jumped by how many assailants? Does it say?
I think it was 4.
You assailants out there, you people who don't like Evander, he hasn't done anything. Well, maybe if you guys know him from his past, I don't know. But come on, man, grow up.
Yeah,
it's
he
been
was
a couple
jumped.
Days now. It says the video of the incident will be released, but
what is this?
I've yet to see this.
What is this?
What is
World Star?
Yeah. World
hey,
Star,
bro. Like, hey, we're gonna update you, but we're not gonna include any information.
This is so crazy.
But yeah, word on the street is like, I guess these dudes were with a female, and Evander didn't like the way she was being treated.
Evander, if you're out there and you want to tell your side of the story, please do. Yeah, sorry, Mark, continue.
It's all rumors. At this point.
We'd love to hear from you, Mr. Kane. Maybe we could
get you on the pod.
That's the whole point of this, but yeah. Maybe you can tell your side of the story. That's all I want to know, man. I want to know what happened.
Do you guys think there's any weight in Toronto saying that Vegas hired paid actors to go and boo Mitch Marner so they could later sign him on this deal?
No.
So
right now,
paid actors to go where?
To Toronto games and boo Mitch Marner. So they're actually encouraging the league right now to investigate this trade for tampering. But they said that they hired paid actors to go to the home games and boo Mitch Marner.
Like in Vegas or in Toronto?
In Toronto, to encourage him to leave.
Well, I didn't get paid as an actor to go down in Toronto to go boo Mitch Marner. So people are hiring the wrong people if that's the case.
Here's my take on it. Is like, yo, how are you going to get that many people in the building to make that much of an effect on Mitch Marner? Like, they already had this core group of Marner, Matthews, Riley, all these dudes, Tavares, and it's like they just didn't get it done. And they crumbled under the pressure of like Game 7s or playing Boston or whoever it is. And it's like, sometimes you just got to move on.
Their team always looks good on paper.
And then when it gets to it.
But when it gets down to it, they can't put it together. They can't. And I feel bad for a lot of Leafs fans out there. I mean, I myself, growing up, was a Leafs fan back in the day. When the Sens came to town, I cheered for them because it was the new home team, obviously, as you do. But I will never understand how they have not been a competitive worthy playoff team for the last how many years when the season starts, or if they make the playoffs. Same thing.
Well, I'm sure if Toronto was a US team, they probably would have had way more success. The Bettman effect. I don't know if you can say that. The Bettman effect.
I don't know if you can say that.
Why?
Because I don't think that's true.
Oh, well.
I feel like between, obviously it's not like a warm weather city or They're not.
Like a state tax haven.
It's like, dude, hockey players grow up in Canada. Hockey players play for the Leafs. Like, it's a storied franchise. Like, people want to play there and like turn the direction of the team and be like, hey, we were the savior. We were the team that finally got the cup after however many years. You know.
I mean, this is a question you could throw out there about McDavid. He's from Newmarket. Does he want to go there eventually at some point near the end of his career?
There's always
and
speculation,
maybe want to go down there and maybe have a chance to win a cup. Who knows if in the next year, let's say Toronto turns it around. Let's say Toronto goes into the third round next year in the playoffs. McDavid doesn't sign anything with Edmonton, no extension, and then the opportunity's there for him. If Toronto could make that happen, which they could, because they're the Hollywood of the North. They're the New York City of the North. They're the team of Canada that's probably got the most money. You're going to tell me they could make an offer and maybe he might say, maybe I'll go play there.
If we lost McDavid, we would basically have to wait for another number 1 draft pick.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean? Like, if we lost McDavid, how long would it take
to get another number 1
one
draft pick?
To create like a contending team?
Years.
Yeah, I was like,
so we're just going to discredit what Leon Draisaitl does.
You think he's going to stay? You think he's going to stay if McDavid leaves?
Well,
I think he's going to.
Didn't he just re-up last year?
For McDavid.
Yeah.
But then if McDavid leaves, he's going to be like, I want to go.
I'm not saying Draisaitl can't do things.
So last year he signs an 8-year, $112 million.
So that puts him in there until
2032, 2030.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's not act as if like the Oilers are just going to like combust.
True, they're not. You're right.
Fair.
They might. I don't know.
But they have like contracts where they're giving Brad Marchand, he's going to be in his fucking 50s by the time his contract ends.
Look,
it's like, bro, you guys are really confident.
I'm not taking anything away from the guys who are on the team right now. But let's be 100% fucking serious. 100% fucking serious, man.
It's the McDavid.
2 years ago.
Jesus.
2 years ago, they had 4 100-point players on their team. And they didn't win the cup. This year, we had 2 100-point players on the team. We didn't win the cup.
McDavid and Dry.
Yeah. So next year, I mean, I'm
not
not
taking into account Hyman got hurt.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, yes. I didn't say anything.
And Ekholm was coming back in the middle of.
But all I'm saying is, if McDavid leaves, Draisaitl, he might pull through. I'm gonna say he might not be a 100-point player for those years that he's by himself, unless he gets more supporting cast around him. But he'll still put up numbers.
Yeah, 100%.
But I'm not saying I don't know if he's the leader that could bring the team the rest of the way. I don't know that, but we'll have to wait and see.
Well, here's the thing: is like if you're not paying McDavid, then all that money goes towards
everything else.
The third line, the fourth line, 100%, the goaltender,
or the other draft picks that you're bringing in, or whatever.
So it's like, I think you got to take into consideration, like obviously I don't want McDavid to leave.
No one does.
It's like, hey man, we can shore up all the other lines, the depth, the goaltending.
Yeah.
It just sucks because he's such an electrifying player.
He is.
Everybody enjoys watching.
He is. And that's one thing that we've mentioned it before. And there was what is it? Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. Mm-hmm. And I will continue to talk about this woman as long as she is playing basketball.
Yeah, she's the GOAT.
She is I shouldn't say I don't. I never really watched the WNBA back in the day. And since she came into the league, I've watched more games than, I could have thought I would.
Yeah.
But there is that reel that I brought, and I put it in our group. There's the one where, what's his name? Richson?
Allen?
Yeah.
Jack Reacher.
No, sorry. The Rich Eisen show.
Oh, yeah.
Where he's talking about the game where all this drama happens and she gets the technical and whatever.
Yeah.
And it's so true. Yeah. Nobody knew this was going on in the WNBA. I only follow this podcast, and that's how I knew. No one was talking about this drama that was really going on. And the girl's like, what are you fucking doing? She's like, whatever the fuck I want.
Oh, they hate her.
They hate her in this league.
And I heard Brittany Griner. Brittany Griner was on the bench saying, fucking white girls. And they asked her during the fucking...
Yes.
Like, I didn't say that.
She's like, there's no room for the sport in that type of this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And you can literally see her go like, fucking white girls.
We can lip read, man.
Yeah. And it's like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But all they want to do, like, this drama that was going on in the league and in the game, no one was talking about. Like, if they were talking about it, it's like low media talks. Whereas everyone's talking about the NBA, and it's like up here, yes, the playoffs are on and everything like that. But if this was the NBA, and this is exactly the point he's making,
it would have been wild.
It would have been wild for us to talk about.
Yeah.
But now it's like, listen, people, if you don't, I am saying this to the viewers who are out there.
There we go.
If you are not watching the WNBA for drama and the sport itself, start watching the WNBA because it's entertaining as fuck.
Yeah. And speaking of basketball, getting into the drama with the NBA.
Betting.
Like the bet. Okay, so we have a few things to talk about. Ace Bailey.
Okay.
Fucking wild. Malik Beasley. Let's go with Ace Bailey. So Ace Bailey, drafted 5? I think he was drafted 5th in Utah.
I thought he went, something like that.
So he was early, like I think it was top 5. He got drafted.
Okay. He didn't want to go to Utah.
No, so he
Utah
basically
jumped up and picked him.
So essentially, what happened was he was like refusing like we're not going for workouts, this and that.
Interviews, workouts.
During an interview with him, he actually thought that the NBA draft was like 2K, where like he would give his preferred destinations, and he would get one.
Like a video game?
Like he would give his top 3, and then someone out of those top 3 would draft him.
That's not how life works.
And so then Utah's like, yo, fuck this, we'll take him. And then he, like, you can see that he's like, oh shit. And they ask him, and he's like, I ain't never been to Utah. So he skips the flight that the other draft pick goes.
Yeah.
And they basically told him, like, show up on Monday or you're done.
Yeah.
We'll just hold your draft rights, and you won't sign with no one.
Yeah.
Former Celtics legend and GM Danny Ainge, like that dude he's like one of the most prominent like GMs in the sport. You know? Like he doesn't give a fuck.
Right.
If you want to play games, fine, he'll play them too, and you will not play in the NBA.
Because he'll just hold you.
Because he's petty.
Yeah, he'll just hold your shit in the fucking back, and you'll never get signed. You can't. They have the drafting rights. You'll be playing in fucking.
I think a lot of these kids need to learn.
Playing with the Shanghai Sharks, man.
These kids need to learn, and that's so. Who's the kid who got drafted by the Raptors? I don't know who this kid was. He was like the first pick that the Raptors had, and this kid stood up. He stood up after he got drafted. And he's like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
And he's buttoned up his jacket as he walks up there. It's like, I get it, sure. Might not be where you want to go.
Dude, at that point, they should have thought that and been like, never mind, sit down.
Or, you know what, say, we're going to take you, we'll trade you.
Yeah.
We'll trade you immediately. I don't know.
That was the vibe I got. He came out and defended it. He's like, man, it was just like one of those moments where it's like, I got drafted in the NBA. Like, my dream has come true.
Yeah,
everything
smile and shut the fuck up.
You know? And it was just like, hey, it caught me in a bad angle or like catch me saying something
Nah,
weird,
man.
right?
Nah, man, we know.
I agree. It was out of pocket, and you got to know, like, hey, man.
People, the whole world is
watching
with this.
And this is an early lesson.
Yeah.
This is an early lesson on, like, being media trained and shit and knowing, like, because now Ace Bailey's going into that, and, like, people are clipping footage of him, like, training with Giannis.
Yeah.
And they're like, look at how disappointed he was.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. So it's like the narrative's already started.
Absolutely.
That you're, like, a bad apple.
Yeah.
And now, regardless.
There's the kid, yeah. Well, you're shaking your head. You're not even like, and then he goes, fuck, you know? But so to switch gears real quick, just take it back one step. We were talking about the NHL a minute ago.
Yeah.
There's this one kid who got drafted by Edmonton in like one of the last rounds. He's an Asian kid.
Park.
Yeah. He lives in the LA area where the draft was happening.
It just showed up.
Like, I'll just show up.
Yep.
Gets drafted like 196th overall at the end of the draft. And goes and signed by Edmonton. It's like, he's like, I didn't even think I was going to get drafted.
And this was his second time around, I believe.
Something like that.
So he went undrafted last year, and he was like, it's probably going to be a repeat, blah, 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 blah. And then he was like, there, shorts and a hoodie.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's the opposite side of the coin. It's like, these guys know they're going to get drafted, and they're upset by who they get drafted by. Here's the thing, bud. It's a gamble. The whole thing's a fucking game, unless you're like the number, you're 1 through 10, let's say. I think you might be a lock on somewhere good or somewhere that you want to go. You might not even get the lock that you want. Yeah. You still might get drafted, but you're gonna get drafted, bud.
What do you think of Cooper Flag? Cooper Flag's mom not letting bring him his girlfriend to the draft.
Smart.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think that's smart.
Smart.
Said that this was like
she's got nothing to do with his talent. Well, she's got nothing to do with how he got there.
So the mom came out in an interview and said like, we've worked like his whole life to get here.
Yes.
This is like a family moment that shouldn't be like shared. And she said,
but then it goes back. Like, I'm not gonna be the one to say you can't bring your girl. But how old's your girl? How long is? Well, not how old's your girl. How long you and your girl been together?
Right.
She part of the family? Because at this point now, if she's not part of the family, mom is telling you she ain't part of the family.
Well, no, but if I was this chick, I'd be shutting the fuck up on the sidelines and being like, yo, eventually this will pay off.
Eventually it will pay off. If you're smart.
Yeah, I just
gotta... If she's going to kick up a stink, she's going to be like, well...
Clear for Wake Forest.
Well, you know, and that's like... That's like the Puka thing I was telling you about. You know,
yeah, I haven't had a chance to look into it.
So this whole thing makes like really, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me because they've been together since 2021. She's pregnant right now. She hasn't had the child. She's pregnant, and I believe she's 19 weeks. Anyway, it's not important. But what she did is she has asked for a DNA test. Let me read this for you. So, Puka Nakau's girlfriend, Haley Iono, has asked the court to confirm that Puka is the father of her unborn baby and is requesting cash for reasonable expenses. So she filed a petition to determine parental relationship against Nakua in the LA County on June 16th. She said that she was 19 weeks pregnant and wanted a court to affirm that he is the father. So now I have another question. Like, now my head is like, well, she been cheating? Has she been sleeping with other people? Because now I'm confused. Why are you requesting to have a DNA test done on somebody if they're the father, if he's the only person you've been with?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, are you looking for money? Because is there a chance of a potential breakup happening? But if you haven't been with anybody else, is he not the father then?
It would be
ladies.
It's weird on the guy that has money to like. Wouldn't it be the chick that would be like putting this forward and being like, "Oh,
she is the one who's putting it forward. It is her."
Okay.
But she's also requesting. But the main thing is she's asking for money for reasonable expenses for the child. Which I get.
I think people are doing this now because like the whatchamacallit, like child care laws and shit in the U.S. Are like getting changed like drastically.
Okay.
So it's like now it's all dependent on like how much money the wife has, whatever it is, right? So I think a lot of people's tactics, they got to change with the rules. You know what I mean? At one point in the NBA, you could hand check. No hand checking. These chicks are like, can't steal this guy's money this way. Gotta steal it this way. Yeah. But I gotta do it that way. But
But it's like, but right away, in my mind, she is like it already is in my mind right now that it's reeling because it's like you wanna determine whether or not the kid is yours and then ask for money if the kid is yours. Why do you need to ask?
Yeah.
Is the kid not his or not? That's it.
And this is my thing, too. If you're starting like this, it's like, well, this is suspect.
Yes.
So now...
100%.
So now my spidey senses are going off, and it's like, what do you did before, and what are you going to do after? You just soiled yourself.
Yes.
Like, that's
if this kid is not mine...
that's gross.
That's when I be dancing. Yeah. That's when I be doing the Maury dance. Be like, this kid ain't mine, and I can live my life and be fine with it.
Yeah.
Because now, like, the minute you were saying... money for reasonable expenses and I want a DNA test on if you're the father, I hope everything comes up negative. I really do hope everything comes up negative because then I'm just gonna leave. The minute you question that, bye.
Oh, it's crazy.
Bye, Felicia.
It's crazy. What else we got?
I don't know, but I gotta bounce at 4:30.
Okay, what do we got? 15 minutes? Okay, let's get in some reviews. Okay. We're going to get into some reactions. The way this works...
We're trying something new, people.
Trying something new. I'm calling this Ryan's Recycling Bin.
Ooh.
All right?
Ryan's recycling ban?
So, the way this works is I provide you with some context.
Mm-hmm.
We watch the video.
Mm-hmm.
We discuss how we'd handle it.
All right, for the people at home, let's do this.
You want to chuck me that mouse there, Mark?
Not really.
Well.
Put your hand out of the camera front.
All right, man. Gee. Okay, let's see what the first video is.
So, sorry, what's this called?
Ryan's recycling ban.
Ryan's recycling.
Don't yell on the mic.
Yo, recycle that shit, man.
Yeah.
Reduce.
Reuse.
Recycle.
So, for this one, interesting take. Have you ever wanted to know how a sex scene was made in the movies? So this is actually how spicy scenes are made.
I've never seen this.
This is news to me.
This is news to me. I've watched adult films and they don't go like this.
Well, I think this is more for like the PG, like the sex scenes in certain like comedies or something. How awkward would you be being this dude here?
Which dude? The camera dude?
Yeah. And this guy's just sniffing your nuts.
What if you get a boner while he's doing that?
Yeah, and he's like, after the cut, he's like, fuck, man, you're funky as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one, what do we got? Okay, this is a game. It's called nose wrestling. All right, this guy's gonna explain.
This sport ever. It's called nose pulling, a game where two participants are tied together by a rope around their faces, and they have to push as hard as possible to make their opponent tap out. But the reason behind this game will shock you. This game was created to make players stronger and better at dealing with pain. Would you?
Bro.
No.
I would not play that.
No,
Bro,
I would not play that.
That looks like you're about. I looked at it first and I was like, you think that rope would have enough pressure just to break your nose?
Yeah. What if?
You ever see those like arm wrestling videos?
And then they just snap your forearm?
What if you have like a Pinocchio nose?
A what?
Pinocchio nose. What
Oh.
if you have one of those? Yeah, what if you got a really long nose and the other person's got like a really small face?
Oh, well then guess what?
But that's what I'm saying.
Fuck.
Now is it like in boxing or UFC? Are we going by nose lengths?
Yeah, it's like reach. Nose reach.
Because you'd have to. It would be like the same class.
Yeah, that would be a weight class.
Like Steffi Graf. Have you seen this woman? Back in the day, she had a huge fucking schnoz, man.
So this video here was an altercation at a pizza shop. I'm assuming the guy getting the pizza was drunk. Just take a look at the reaction of the vendor.
Hey, I don't care.
Oh shit!
Why?
Yeah.
Why you throw the check? Why you throw the check? $4. Why you throw the check?
That is
Why
fair,
you
bro.
$4 for one
Square.
more Friday?
My shit is fair,
Fuck
man.
you.
Wait, wasn't this
Oh shit, chill, gang. That shit on the TV.
This was what?
wasn't that Barstool Sports guy?
I'm not sure if it was a.
Is that Portnoy?
Yeah, Dave Portnoy, wasn't it?
Oh, no way.
Is that?
I thought it was.
I don't like him anymore.
I don't think, man.
I'm pretty sure it was. Yo, pull that up, Jamie.
Yo, Jamie.
If that is Portnoy, it serves him right.
Yeah, that's a little crazy.
It's a little cray, man. Yeah, but it doesn't really look like
And then he just
Good
whoops.
to the shop owner
Well, there's
for
that
standing his ground.
there's the video that I showed you the other day of the kid at the barbershop. And the kid smacks the dude in the face. The dad comes in and he's yelling at it. He's like, apologize to my kid. And the kid smacks him in the face. Dude, yeah.
Well, yeah, you can't hit a kid, and if you do, you're probably gonna end up getting.
Okay, this one I didn't really know
I loved it.
why I did this, but this is just a testament to how weird the internet is and how you definitely didn't start by doing this. So this was like an evolution over time of like you started doing the oinks and then you did all this. So check this guy out.
All right.
I'm a fat pig.
I don't
Ban him. Ban him.
I don't know what's
Ban him
wrong
from
with
the
you
internet.
anymore, man. People got fucking problems.
Going on the internet and like
And
actually hitting the record button on that, it's like that's a mental illness.
Yeah, that's mental illness, man. What's this one? Okay, this is a chick talking about how many sugar she puts in her Fanta.
I'm sorry, what?
She's discussing how many sugars she puts in her Fanta.
Sugars do you have in your blue Fanta? I have 5.
5 sugars, bro.
I'm already not listening to this lady. 5 sugars in your Fanta?
Okay, and just so you know, this is like half the can of Fanta that she put in that mug.
See, that's...
So then look, it's just overflowing, man. Look at this. So half the thing of Fanta.
Okay.
1, 2, a 3, a 5.
If she has 6 sugars, it's too sweet.
So my question is, how much are you drinking Fanta? And how much are you just drinking? I saw half the fucking thing just go.
She's got to have diabetes.
Diabetes for sure.
Diabetes is intensifying.
No, man, doesn't have diabetes. She's losing weight like crazy. Right?
Okay, so this is a crazy one, a little longer of a video, but this one's crazy. This chick's talking about this new trend of genital mutilation.
Imagine the head of your penis is a birthday cake, and it's your birthday. You need to make the first cut in the cake, right? Body modification is a subculture in itself, but within that subculture, there's little sects of pockets of other subcultures.
Yes.
One being cock and ball torture, which is like a small niche of men who like to essentially destroy their genitals.
I've seen some of that.
So they like fully modify.
There's levels to this shit, right? Okay, so
uppercuts to the nuts.
water bottle.
See
You
those?
have the water
look
bottle
at this.
here, right?
Yeah.
This cap of the water bottle is the head of the penis.
Okay.
Okay. Let's say we're tiptoeing into the pool of dick splitting. 'Cause that is
Dick
often what I
splitting.
feel people who are into cock and ball torture, the first thing that they want to do is start splitting their dick in half.
Yeah,
obviously.
Never heard that before.
Right?
Got a
And
long
not many
weekend.
people have because
Got a long weekend.
Why wouldn't you?
the guys that I know who've had a little bit of their penis split are like piercers and body modification artists.
Okay.
The guys that have like
I get
full
you.
split and go like full whole hog with it,
But double dick.
double dicking. Stage 1.
Yeah, go
right?
on.
So you have the head of your penis.
Yeah.
You know you have that little seam that goes from the hole down to the base of the head. Imagine the head of your penis is a birthday cake, and it's your birthday. You need to make the first cut in the cake, right?
Yeah.
From the middle, and that line, that little seam
I've
is
cut
your
my
part.
dick
Just
there.
follow
Did
the
not feel
line.
good.
So imagine that you just took a knife and you sliced from the middle down.
Yeah.
So where that little seam is, that's now exposed like that.
That can't be nice.
No.
So phase 2 would be cutting the cake in half.
No.
You cut the cake in half, so you got just the head. Stage 3, 4, and 5 would just be taking it lower and lower and lower till you finally split to
Nope.
the base.
That's what we just
Which
saw.
is what you've just seen.
But it kind of looked like both sides have chosen to bend inwards like a little crab claw.
Well, obviously everyone's anatomy is different, so each one is gonna look different.
Oh, you don't know what you're getting.
Well, yeah, kind of. But I would imagine as well, like the larger the piece, the less you're gonna get that kind of like
Shriveled look.
I think we're
Yo,
done here.
yo,
Okay.
no.
So you ain't trying to split your dick now. All right.
As
No.
somebody at a young
I've
age
got
who
my-
has have
I've cut my penis on my zipper once.
testicular
Not
torsion.
fucking cool.
Not fun. Not
I need
fun.
my dick.
Imagine
Many things.
Okay, this one. Wait, let's make sure this was the. Okay.
Oh, this fucking guy, man. I already
I don't know what this video is,
I've seen this. Okay.
You
just
saw
roll.
that
Just
one?
roll,
I might
Just
wanna
roll.
punch
Just roll.
somebody.
Roll it. Lubin's
Okay.
gonna see
All
it.
right.
I
All
haven't
right.
seen
All
this.
right. Okay.
Play it, man.
All right.
Play
All
it,
right. All
dog.
right, man. Jesus Christ. Tough crowd.
imagine.
No.
Come on, man.
Jesus.
You're going
See,
to
it's not so
Rambo,
easy.
kick me! Cause you're in the nuts!
So this is mental
Holy
illness.
shit, that's
Yeah.
pretty.
I think we can skip that.
Oh, dude.
So to give you some context, these two are biking. Some guy drives by wilding out.
Yo,
I think they're
I'm
like
sorry,
teenagers.
man. I didn't mean it, man.
Fairly young.
I mean, like, if you're making fences, like, might as well
I
make
thought it
them
was
nice.
staged, and then he was speaking
Nice
French.
fences are nice. And you guys have got spot, right? I like you guys are good.
Because they stopped on the bridge? Is this what the problem is?
And I think he elbowed him. So the guy ran into his elbow.
And then he thinks that they call him a bitch.
Who's the bitch? Which one? Which one is the bitch?
Boom.
Like right there. You're going into my bike.
He just threw it right in the river.
Yeah, we're gonna fight. We got hands.
It's on.
No, dude, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do, man? Who's the bitch?
You throw him in the river.
Hey, hey!
Can we just take a look at this guy's fingers? Like he's ready to like finger the dude.
Yeah.
Look, he's like, "Who's the bitch?"
What do we do, man?
I will finger your ass right now.
You said bitch. No, we didn't. You're good. No, I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. Dude, I didn't say anything. Are you sure you're good? I'm sure I'm good. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say anything, man. Your bike is here.
Yeah. You want to get in my face like that? Like
You're in my.
Eat my left.
You're in my personal space, and I don't like that.
And the thing is, if I was the guy that lost the bike, I'd be like, "Let's just try to go get my bike back."
Yeah.
Like,
If this was our friend Alice, he'd be like, "Eat my ass! Eat my ass! I'm done."
Okay, we get that. Fuck that guy.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Oh,
This guy's going in the river where my bike just went. 100%.
Okay.
I'd be like, Bane, go follow the letter. Bang. Go fucking figure out where it goes.
So this guy here, this clip was an apprentice first time unclogging a drain.
We can read.
This is gonna be bad.
Some dookie going here.
I'm fucking freak.
Ah, fucking freak.
Keep that shit
He's
up.
gonna freak if what? The drain.
No, you'll be alright.
Because he doesn't think shit's coming out of
You'll
it.
be alright.
It's a drain, bro.
Dude, heat it up.
Stop talking about it.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, boy. That's the cockasucker right there.
Oh, here
That
it comes.
comprehended shit, isn't it?
My Duke.
Here it comes.
Here it
Here it comes. Dude, there's no time to throw up right now. Work through it. Work through it. Dude, bro, work through it. You got this.
But I mean, you don't sign up to be a plumber if you can't handle poop.
What do you think's in that pipe, dude? What do you think's in the pipe?
Yes,
what
that's doo-doo, baby.
We fixing it.
So yeah, I worked at a homeless shelter. I had to work with people who were gonna vomit and coming off drugs.
Dookie's just sitting on the floor. There's Dookie sitting on the floor of my fucking basement. There's just Dookies on the floor. We don't even know whose they are.
Shut the fuck up.
Hire a professional, man.
Okay, this one I won't play the whole thing, but so context. Her mom got a wrist surgery. Okay. She puts her arm in her sweater, puts a plastic arm on it, tells her mom that her arm was compromised during the surgery, and they had to take her hand and give it to her mom.
So now she thinks she has like a prosthetic.
So she has a prosthetic.
Her mom had wrist surgery and...
This is evil, bro.
Well, I mean, your hand is fine. Because they gave you mine.
Is it like a mini hand?
Yeah, so she has like a plastic.
They couldn't say yours, so they gave mine. It's fine, though.
See, if she can keep a straight face, I'd believe him more.
No, I can still cheer it all day.
I can still cheer.
It's fine. And I'm not even left-handed, so I can still write. It's actually her left hand. I mean, it's fine. It might be a little weird. Probably a different like ring size and stuff, but it's fine. There's like a callus on one of the fingers. Sometimes gets in the way. It's fine. It's a thing. But I hope you enjoy it.
Yo, that's jokes.
Yo.
She's
I love those.
The mom just woke up from surgery too, so she's probably like all groggy and so.
Yeah. And then look, and then I think it's right here. She grabs it.
Oh my god, thank you for making it. So drive a car.
She goes, it's fine though.
That's good.
I can still
drive
cry.
a car. That's awesome.
Okay, one more. We're going out with a bang, all right, everybody?
All right.
So, this is A1 rule, don't fuck with fireworks. Boom!
You idiot.
You want to see that again?
Oh, my Lord.
Boom! Oh.
And on that note, everybody, that's it for episode 42.
Episode 42.
No, did she live, though?
Yeah, I'm sure she
Yet to be determined.
Yeah, she ended up having to wear that plastic hand.
We'll let you know next week if she made it.
Jason Pierre-Paul did that, and he still played like another, 5 seasons in that.
Oh, bro. She's just walking around like this.
Just rocking around the club.
I can still clap.
German 3, right? Hey, it's July 4th tomorrow. We're going to get more videos like that.
Yeah.
Yes, for those American listeners, because we've got many of those.
Send us your 4th of July videos.
4th of July stories. Happy Independence Day. Also, happy Canada Day to all of you guys. Even though it's a couple of days late, happy Canada Day to all of our viewers out there. We love you guys and this beautiful country we live in.
You want to know a fun fact?
Fun fact.
Top listeners in Canada, guess where they come from?
For what, our podcast? Oh, man.
Edmonton.
No.
Ontario.
Because there's no place like home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to lots of our listeners and California for the U.S.
Say word.
Yeah.
We got California listeners?
Yeah.
Yo, fly us
California.
out. I need some in and out.
Yeah.
California.
Here I can. Well, actually,
here we come. Of course.
Who's your girl?
Oh, Summer. Until.
Summer is Rachel Bilson, right?
Yeah. Until.
Olivia Wilde.
Yeah.
Ooh. She did Sudeikis wrong, bro.
She was doing Marissa Cooper.
Yeah, I know.
Ayo.
Wah, wah. Well, Mark got to take off. Don't forget, follow us on all of our social medias. We're new live on X. I'm posting.
Or for those, it's tweeters.
Yeah, or tweeters. We're gonna call it the twits. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Like this video. What do you like about the video? How were the reactions? What do you think about the NBA, Diddy, all that kind of stuff?
Martha, she still looks good today. Let her know. Let her know.
Who?
Martha.
Yeah, Martha's chilling.
She's chilling.
Yeah.
Martha's with us always.
Where's Snoop?
And
we should get Snoop over
Yeah,
there.
we gotta find him. I gotta find the same type of design.
We'll get it.
And we will see you not next week, but the week
Couple
after.
of weeks. I'm going to be gone for a little bit as well. So, yeah, vacations all around for everybody.
Yeah. So it will be some fill-ins. We'll have some guests.
More screen time?
Yeah.
Mark will be up there.
Or we'll bring some guests on.
Bring
Sweet Lou back on.
Or, for those of you who are out there, no, I'm just totally kidding. I was going to say. But, yeah, totally. Just keep locking in.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun, and we hope that everyone had a great and safe Canada Day and have a great and safe 4th of July. And we will be in touch with you guys very, very soon.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, y'all.